Hello and welcome. My name is Eva. I am a hypnotherapist and therapist who works with people suffering mainly from insomnia, or fears and phobias, or people who went through some kind of severe trauma in their life. I focus on healing mother wound and father wound um, uh, in people because this is what we usually carry. And today, I would like to talk about something that is very common with my clients. All of my clients suffer from this. It's a byproduct of trauma. And this video is not only for people who suffer from insomnia or fears and phobias or anxiety, as at some stage of our life, we all went through something called overthinking on a very deep and chronic level. So today I would like us to think about and focus about how to transition from overthinking to sleep without forcing calm. So I would like us to look at overthinking as something that is not an enemy, that is not some annoying thing that happened in your life, but actually focus on overthinking as some direction of your body and direction of energy that is trying to tell you something, that there is an issue. So if you are listening to this, so you are tired, you haven't slept, if you suffer from chronic overthinking or chronic insomnia or OCD, a lot of people with anxiety will suffer from overthinking, or there could be some period of your life when you are under very severe stress and you cannot sleep. So your body is ready to sleep. Your bed is ready to sleep. Everything is ready to sleep apart from your mind. Your mind keeps going and going, and there are thoughts after thoughts. So there are images, there are worries, there's planning, there is replaying things from the past or worrying about the future. There is a lot of analyzing and there is solving problems. So um, we need to think about what actually overthinking is and what actually sleep is. I always say in all my videos that insomnia is not uh, something that is a problem because of your head that does not want to go to sleep. It is the problem of the safety in your body. Overthinking is the direction, the coping mechanism of your body. It's a signal that something is not right. So today, instead of trying to run from overthinking, instead of letting the overthinking to repeat the same pattern, to take control over your life, to stop you from sleeping, we are going to actually start to listen to it. Because I always say to my clients that anything and everything that is happening in our body is for us to welcome it and is for us to understand. And I understand that this is something that we have not been taught at all in our childhood. Schools don't teach that, parents don't teach that, no, nobody teaches that. So one truth that is the most important that I would like you to take from this video is that overthinking isn't mental weakness. You don't have a mental illness most of the time. If you suffer from mental illness through genetics or things like that, that's completely different story. It's overthinking. It's a coping mechanism. It's threat scanning. So your nervous system learned this coping mechanism, and it's only one truth. If I stay up at night, I am safe. So this is something that you have to really, really remember. So overthinking is always misunderstood, always was misunderstood. So we have to think about why the body chose overthinking as a coping mechanism, not only in relation to insomnia, but also other areas of your life. So, what it means, like, in some point in your life, whether that were early years, when you were a baby, or sometimes for some people later, your system, your nervous system learned that being alerted, analytical, analyzing things, anticipating the worst was actually safer than resting. So overthinking is I wouldn't say the byproduct, but yes, it is a byproduct of trauma. Definitely something, overthinking people, when we think about severe overthinking, yes, they are very traumatized people. But also, those are people who are hyper vigilant, they are very hyper alerted. So, in the childhood, your mind stayed awake to protect you, from danger, to protect you from chaotic home, to protect you from some emotional pain, protect you from not being in control of your life. Um, if you have been overthinking for a long time, it may no longer feel like a response. It actually may feel, you may believe that this is actually who you are. You can say I am an overthinker. I am I am always analyzing things. I am always solving problems for myself or other people or the boss or my husband or my wife or my family or many many things. But actually the truth is this is not who you are. This is what your system learned to do because some event or the sequence of event happened in your life that stopped you from sleeping, that stopped you from living life in a, I would say, normal way, whatever normal means, in a balanced way, where solving problem or where worrying about the future, worrying about the past, uh, was something that now is familiar. This is a familiar habit. So you have learned this habit because in the past some event happened that really, really traumatized you. So today we are going to look at some questions. This is the session as if you were in my office. So please take a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. And this is going to help you. This video is going to help you actually to understand where your overthinking comes from. And awareness is part of healing. Awareness of the trauma, awareness of things that happened in my life is one of the stages of healing. So, today, through this questioning, I would like us to make overthinking a friend, not an enemy. So, let's meet it with open arms, not with anger, because it can be very annoying, it can be very persisting. So, we are going to shift the perception and break the habit that has been controlling you for most of your life if you suffer from a lot of overthinking. And this is where today your magic is going to happen because you are going to actually understand the root and cause of your overthinking, not going to any therapy sessions and just saving money. So we are going to look at questions. You don't need to answer them perfectly. You can, go back to them in the future. You can work on them for a few days. Nothing needs to be done today. all of those 5 questions or a few questions that I will ask you. And I will explain the questions. Those are the questions that I work with my clients. So nothing needs to be analyzed. It's just to notice what comes up. We are going to look at emotions. We are going to look at sensations. We are going to look at sometimes, people have images in the brain, memory can flashback. So this session, this video is not about, reliving trauma and digging into it. It's just becoming aware what you can do about it. And I will give you a few exercises that I do with my clients that they have to um, train themselves at home to stop the thoughts coming in, so they are in control over the overthinking, not that overthinking is in control of them. So today we are shifting and changing the energy in your body. So let's look at question number 1. The question of number 1 is, what is my overthinking trying to do for me? So, as I said, overthinking is your friend. So, from today, you are going to look, and during this video, and if you want to come back to it, fantastic. Overthinking is trying to serve something for you. It's trying to be your servant. It's trying to give you directions of what has happened in the past. So instead of asking, why am I like this, or trying to toss and turn and, shut it down, or just give up and get up and go to the phone, have another cup of coffee or tea or whatever you are doing there. The question, what is my overthinking trying to do for me, is the question you need to answer yourself. So this comes with a lot of symptoms that are very, very similar with a lot of people who suffer from overthinking. So you can have symptoms like your overthinking can keep you be prepared for the next day, or for an interview, or for this big conversation with the boss, or dealing with something stressful, or a big conversation with the husband, right? Or a big conversation, I don't know, in the bank. Whatever is, the overthinking is preparing you for the future. Overthinking sometimes can prevent mistakes. So a lot of people think that if I lay down and come up with a lot of events that can happen tomorrow. So let's say you have an interview and then they can ask me this question, this question, this question, this question, this question. Is the illusion of your body, of your ego, of your mind that is giving to you, because your overthinking is trying to protect you from failure. So something in the past has happened when you failed. You could be made shamed about it, you could be made guilty about it, something has happened that your nervous system did not know how to cope with overloading emotions, and now overthinking is a coping mechanism to prevent you from feeling the same emotion that you felt in the past. Sometimes the symptoms of overthinking are simply protecting you from emotional pain. So, it is very difficult for human beings to go deeper into their emotions. Not many people are taught at home how to deal with emotional overload, how to deal with shame, how to deal with fear, how to deal with pain, how to deal with suffering, how to deal with bullying, how to deal with judgment. Those are emotions I'm talking about. So, maybe overthinking is trying to hide a lot of things from you because your emotional overload is so big. Think about it. Now, the big one for my clients, and usually for a lot of people, is overthinking is trying to maintain control over your life, because your life has been out of control in the past. So as a child, a lot of decisions have been made for you. You could be sent to a boarding school when everything has been sorted out for you. Every minute of a day has been organized for you. You could be, you could be a child who had never had a chance to make a decision for yourself, because adults always thought they know better and you are too small to make a decision for yourself. So control has been taken away from you. And now overthinking is this a father and a mother who believes that is helping you to make better decisions. Also, overthinking is trying to, for many people, keep them um feeling deeper emotions. So, if you have been ashamed in the past, if you have been laughed at, if you have been, if you went through a lot of judgments in your family, on your friends, or whatever happened there, the overthinking is going to protect you from reliving the same failure. So it's the fear that is usually uh, um, kept also in solar plexus. So overthinking is not the problem of your head, because overthinking is in your head. It is the problem of your energy that is overloaded, and your nervous system doesn't know what to do about it. And feeling deeper feelings is something that people cannot uh, um, feel or cannot cope with, because they have not been given strategies or tools in the past to actually look into the deeper feelings and welcome them. Boys are always taught to be tough. Boys are not allowed to feel shame or guilt, feel the emotion of failure. So this is what I'm talking about. So you have to really, really look in deeper into this one. Don't rush with this. Take your time. So when you answer the first question, I just want to say that, from therapeutic point of view as a therapist, overthinking usually develops when feelings you were not allowed to feel are now safe not to feel. So it is not running away from that, from the feelings from the past. It is simply the overthinking as a coping mechanism is protecting you from not having the tools to cope with them. And please remember, I always say about it, we are energetic beings. We Energy does not understand that you have transitions from the child to an adult. Energy does not have this intelligence, because when energy was uh, imprinted on you when you were 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever age you were there, when certain feelings came up, when some chaotic event happened in your life that your nervous system doesn't have the tools to cope, you are bringing this energy. You will bring this energy to adulthood, because energy does not understand aging. It just understands that there is something. Your body understands there is something in my body that I felt unsafe about, and nothing has been done about it for many years. So this is what I feel, and this is how I feel. Sometimes people don't know what they feel and how they feel, so they have got overthinking. They have to now struggle with. And from energetic point of view, so your body, just like I said, feels unsafe. So even though you have the overthinking in your head, comes from your head, the issue is always in your body. So there could be heart chakra overload, always root chakra closure. It's like this kundalini that is overloaded, blocked. So you this is very important that you dig a little bit deeper into it and really, really try to be aware of what is happening there. So let's look at question number 2. So it's about the past. So we are going to here When did my system learn that rest was unsafe? And you know your story of your life the most. So the question is actually to track the past. It's not a question, actually, it's a statement. I want to track back the past. And this doesn't actually require a clear memory. Yes, there are people that I work with that don't have memory of the childhood. The memory is very, very limited. But there is something always that you remember. And there's something, whether you don't have memory of a physical event in your head, you always will have the memory of a pain in your body, a physical pain. So why do you so you some people will say to me, some clients will say to me, oh, when I was 7, I fell off this bike. I fell off this bike because through the window I saw my mom being hit by my dad. And that actually traumatized me, just like I just didn't know how to process that. So I fell off the bike. And this is what I'm talking about. So there is the pain that comes with some event. And when you really sit with it in silence and stillness, and if you really, really dig deeper, not into the pain of all the trauma, but actually a little bit of memory, it will come naturally, because you are giving yourself permission to actually feel feel the past, feel the pain, reflect on something that has been hidden, or really, really hidden, deeply hidden in you. So even if you don't have the clear memory, there are signs. As I said, you know your life the most. So you were growing up in a very, very unpredictable home, or you were growing up in a home when you had to be very, very responsible for your siblings, for yourself, because your parents were too busy, doing careers, looking after members of family, looking after brothers and sisters, looking after a brother who had issues with health or whatever. So you were learned from very early age to be very, very independent. And I always say that even though people are very proud of being independent, and they tell me stories, my clients tell me stories about, I was this independent since they 6 years old, the time of 6 years old, the age, and and they tell me stories about it, how he had to cater for himself and this and that. And I say, but unfortunately, I'm going to burst the bubble. But that is the sign of very, very traumatized human, because no, there is no child on this planet, a child who knows how to cater for himself at the age of 6. It's physically impossible. Even at the age of 13, they also have got issues, and they might not know how to cater for themselves. So that's the sign. Something traumatic, shocking, or a loss happened in your life. That's another sign that that you don't have to go deeper into memories, but that's a fact. Then something big is here, really. Children who are very unseen and unheard. That is massive for children, because they were invisible children. So if you were an invisible child, uh, that is also a sign of quite deep trauma, because invisibility is difficult for a child to deal with. Next one can be being in survival mode for a very long time. And by survival mode, I have a lot of clients been who have moved a lot of times, who moved a lot of times, and they had to adjust to new circumstances, new schools, new teachers, new friends. one of my clients really this impacted her quite badly. Somebody broke into her house when she was 4, and since then, they were moving from place to place, um, and that really, really traumatized her. Some little event can happen that will traumatize you. You are a little kid, so look at your life from your childhood life is going to be a map for your overthinking, and your life, what you went through. So we are looking here also for patterns, because usually where patterns happen in our life, this is where overthinking comes in, because that's a coping mechanism to protect you. So what energetically is happening with things like that, when you fight for a survival, when you are invisible kid, when you are not hurt, you just have to just exist. Your system is quite overactive, and you have never learned safety. So safety and the body, I always say, is the most important thing for everyone. If you don't feel safe as a child, you are going to bring this unsafe feeling of unsafety to your adulthood. There is no even argument about it. So, as a therapist, I would say that your nervous system has never completed a stress cycle because you have been pushing emotions down. You also have not been taught how to deal with your emotions. So, if there is a child who is unseen or unheard and has got no one to talk to, how the heck is this girl or little boy is going to know how to deal with this abuse that is bullying, right? Or that, somebody treated him unfairly, or somebody is too judgmental and too harsh on him, or somebody gives him, shame and is shaming him for telling the truth, or, or, many things. We have so many, so many things happen in our lives as children. So your body has never actually, it's not that, insomnia is not about not wanting to sleep. It's about your body doesn't feel safe. Your body always knows how to rest, and your body knows how to sleep, but it's a coping mechanism, is a learned habit that keeps you awake because your life has been pretty traumatized or pretty imbalanced. This is what this is all about. So look at the question, okay? Look at this question. I have explained this quite deeply now, so you know which direction go, and write down the answers. It's not about, judgment. It's not about feeling, I don't want to talk about it, because your overthinking will never go if you never face it. It will never go. So let's look at question number 3. That's a big one. So I'm going to look at it from both angles. So I'm going to look at it from positive and negative angle. So what do I fear might happen if I stop thinking? What will happen if I don't think? And this is very, very big one. So for some people the answer can be, and this is looking from a still negative uh, um, perspective, I will lose control, I will miss something, I will feel something that I'm not ready to feel, I will collapse, I will fall apart, and I won't be safe. So in this way, if we think about those negative things, it means you have to do a little bit work about it, okay? You have to really, really understand why you believe that you will lose control, and why do you believe that you will miss on something, or why you believe that you will collapse and fall apart. This is all illusion of your ego. It's all pain that you carry. It's all trauma. So when you say to me, or when you write down as an answer that I don't fear anymore to collapse, I don't feel to lose control. One of the clients that I had the other day, she said to me, um, you know what? I want to be in peace and not going through overthinking every night that I have been for last, as I remember, 20 plus years. Uh, I just want to be in peace. It's going to make me happy. It's going to make me really, really like I will boost my confidence because I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know how to deal with it. So if you are on the positive side, like I really want to do something about it, you are very, very close to let it go. You just have to understand where this is coming from. And the somatic exercise I'm going to give you in a minute, they are going to help you with that. So, overthinking in this case is often the last line of defense. So, it's between consciousness and suppressed emotions. I am conscious of those feelings, but I don't know how to cope with them because my emotions, the energy in my body, is telling me that I cannot let it go. Simple as that. It's not that you cannot let it go. Of course you can. It's just you don't know how to. No one taught you the coping mechanism to do that. So if we talk about energy, it is all stored survival energy that never has been allowed to go, that never has been allowed to actually leave your body. So it's circulating in your body all the time. So if I look at people like that from a perspective of a therapist, so I would say that this is the system that so your nervous system constantly is looping safety. So it's searching for safety, but that doesn't know how to get there. So for you, sleep will feel like a threat because you don't know how to let go. You don't know how to surrender to letting go, how to surrender to balance. Because if you believe that if I don't control something, if I don't control tomorrow, if I don't control the conversation, if I don't control 10 outcomes of event for a meeting with the boss, then it means that you just simply don't have balanced energy in your body. And letting go and surrendering to it is something that your body doesn't know what to do. Nothing is wrong with you, you just don't have the tools to cope with that. So look deeply into it. Where does this go? Okay. The question number 4 is, that is quite tricky one. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper about it. Is my overthinking coming from trauma, fear, energy, or a habit? So as far as the habit is concerned, I will be very, very quick and very honest about it, guys. If you have been overthinking for quite a long time, and whatever long time means to you, and I'm not going to give you amount of months or years, you know your own story, which means that your body doesn't understand any better or any different. So something that started to be a coping mechanism 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago plus, now it has become a habit because your brain fires on comfort. Our brain is I always say to my clients, our brain is a creature of habit. That's why children like eating the same thing all the time, because number one, that brings them safety. It's not only related to the taste buds and things like that. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the habit of the brain. That's why, my son, when he was younger, for first few years of his life, when he started to, I moved him, to solids. He always had a ham sandwich. Every morning he had a ham sandwich for 2 years. Why? Because he created a habit. It kept him safe. He didn't want to try anything else on it. So it's the same with you. Your overthinking is like a habit now. Your brain likes being in control because this being in control brings safety. It's not only about comfort, it brings safety. It's familiar. And our brain loves familiar things. So not every overthinking comes from trauma. Sometimes it can come with, unresolved fear response, or not having tools to deal with emotions, or accumulated stress, or simply emotional overload, or simply or simply the habit. I go to sleep every night, and I know that this is the time when I have to solve all my problems of a day, or of my husband, or of my wife, or of my family, or of my friend. Okay, so when something repeats long enough in our body, the nervous system adopts to it and treats it as completely familiar, and it's our baseline. This habit, your body and your nervous system adjusted to, and it doesn't want to let it go. So you might not be responding to danger anymore. Your body might not deal with trauma as for many people it does. Your body might not deal with fear anymore because somehow it dealt with it in the past. Maybe you went through therapy. Maybe you went through, you go to some somatic exercise, you do some yoga, you do a lot of meditation, blah, 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 blah. But the overthinking stays because that's a habit now in your body. So remember, if you got the habit, you can take the habit away. It's not about fixing yourself because nothing is wrong with you. So you just need to teach your nervous system, something new. So when you got the habit at the beginning, it was also something new, but then you got used to it, and now your body likes it because it doesn't know any other way. So today is about breaking and shifting from this old habit into something new. So I always say one thing, because all the clients ask me the same thing. Why can't I switch off at night? So it's very simple, and I say it in all my videos. At night, your external world quiets down. There are fewer distractions or almost no distractions. Less control, fewer tasks to do. So the nervous system then checks in. So if the nervous system is still carrying energy of unfinished stress, unfelt emotion, unreleased energy, or unresolved fear, that's why you stay awake. Those are mainly things, okay? And you know how much I always talk about root chakra and fear. Fear is the baseline of our existence, or actually not existing. Because I always say, happy body, happy life. If you feel safe in your body and your body is really energetically balanced, there is no way that you are going to go through overthinking, insomnia, OCD, anxiety, or anything else in your life. It's just physically impossible. So when you feel those unresolved emotions, and emotions is energy, and you always remember, I always say in almost my all videos, emotions will always overrule the logic, because certain people do things that are directed by emotions when there is absolutely no logic, because this is a coping mechanism that this emotion, this energy is going to create in the body. So everything what I'm talking about, overthinking and all your emotions, is just to protect you guys. That's why overthinking is your friend, because it is trying to protect you. It is a little bit unwanted friend that has stayed with you for quite a long time, but this friend is just looking for ways to keep you safe and protected, and nothing else. And each and every one of us is a healer. We should know. It's not it should know, I will take it back. We have the ability to heal ourselves. That's why I'm doing those videos, because I have learned the way to heal myself on my own. I went through the same things that I'm talking about many, many years ago. I've been on my healing journey for many, many years. That's why I have become a hypnotherapist and a therapist, and I'm helping people now who come from the baseline of fear, the baseline of blocked energy system in your body, because I know what it looks like. I went there, and it wasn't a very good discovery. When I discovered that so many, I went through so many traumas, believing that I come from a very good home. I came from a very good home, but when I started to dig deeper into it, then I found out things that I had to really, really understand and just let go. So, the next one, the last question, and we are going to move to somatic exercise, is where do you feel overthinking in your body? Okay, because not overthinking is not always uh, yes, it is in your head, but also comes with certain physical pain. Okay, so some people will say, I get headaches, my part of the body feels this, I feel some sharp pain in my knee. My when I lay down, I have very tight jaw, or I get migraines this time of the day, this time of the night. I wake up with migraines or headaches, things like that. A lot of people say I have it in my belly, I have it in my back, sometimes arms. So physical pain comes with overthinking as well if you really look into it a little bit deeper. So if your pain comes from the jaw, your jawline is very tight, and so it means that you lacked control in your life. When it's come from your head, it's all about solving problems. This is what the overthinking gives you. It's this protecting mechanism of teaching you how to solve problems, because this is what the habit in your life now is, and what you have been programmed to. And also, well, obviously in your belly, if you feel it in your belly, in your lower back, in your legs, it is all about fear. So something fearful, or many events in life, belly area and lower area of your body is usually fear based. So let's look at few somatic exercise that I'm going to give you, the one that I work with my clients. So breathing is one of the exercise that I do. I do not only meditation, I do not only hypnosis, or I put people in the under the hypnotic state, but I also teach them how to breathe, because breathing is your anchor. Our breathing has got healing properties. So we can do two types of focus breathing. One, when you inhale shorter than exhale. So as you exhale longer, you rewire your energy and your body to safety. You teach your body there is nothing to rush to, and there is nowhere to go to. So what breathing out slowly does, it's activating parasympathetic system. It's the feminine energy, it's mothering and soothing energy that kicks in. Because when you are overthinking and you are solving problems, you are out of breath, because you are constantly in a survival mode of being active. And to be active, to um, um scan the environment, and you do it unconsciously to feel safe. So another exercise in relationship to breathing is when you breathe naturally in and out, but you on purpose focus on your breath. So not the thinking is in your focus, not your head, but you move back to your heart, and you focus on how rhythmically you breathe. You uh, shut down your senses of focusing on your breath and overthinking, solving problems, staying in control, repeating the past, planning the future, but you are just focusing on the breath that you have got. And do it for a few minutes, and you will see how much you rewire your system, because then you are saying to yourself, I am in control, I am safe. Because somatic exercise have got only one purpose in your body for your body is to rewire your nervous system. It's to reprogram from your nervous system from feeling unsafe to feeling safe. Another somatic exercise that I advise for my clients, and most of them do that, men, women, whatever, is a 5-minute rule journaling before sleep. I talked about journaling quite a lot, not maybe to the depth that I should, and I will definitely come back to it. But so focus on the 3 things that happened over the day that imbalanced your energy. Could be an argument with the boss or your child or your husband. You are being stuck in the traffic and you are late and you worry. So any 3 things that really destabilized, overwhelmed you over the day. So these are the things that your brain is going to latch on at night when you lay down, or can be 1 thing, 2 things out of those 3, and it's going to try to control the situation when you're trying to sleep, and is your brain, as an overthinker, is going to solve the problem for tomorrow. So write down 3 things that have overwhelmed you energetically. What is teaching you your body is to let go before going to sleep. You empty the energetic container and you focus just on your sleep and your body. That really, really helps. If you train your body to it, that really, really helps. I have done it in the past. I don't do it anymore. But I did a lot of journaling, and that was one of the way of my healing. So is another somatic exercise that needs a little bit of training to your body is, I do it with my clients all the time, and the same as I say to them, please remember your overthinking is not your enemy, but your friend. I always say that pain in your body that you feel is not your enemy, is your friend. Because your body is giving you the signal through physical pain that energetically you are overwhelmed in the parts of the body, and focus on this pain. Imagine the pain as a hurt animal or as a hurt friend or as your inner child, as your little boy you were or little girl you were. And then say to this pain aloud or in your mind, say, thank you for serving me. You may go now. I am in control. So physically, with your intention, move the pain from the part of the body that is there, has been there for months, years, weeks, whatever, towards your legs and your feet, and really feel this pain moving and leaving. Don't forget to say thank you to this pain, and then with every exhale that is slow, you move the pain towards your legs and towards your feet and out of your body. So repeat it for a few minutes until you feel no pain. So this exercise is teaching the body to let go of overwhelming energy and meeting the needs of the body and pain as a protector. So you are teaching your body, I am in control. I don't need you to protect me and tell me what is going on, because now I understand. So guys, what I would like you to do is look at the hypnosis/meditation I have done, and it is about balancing mind, body, and energy. And this is not for sleep. This is not for shutting down your mind. This is the guide to your system that you are in control. And it is to regulate your overthinking. So it will work with your subconscious mind. It will work with your nervous system. It will work with your stress and energy, overloaded energy in your body. And it will break energetic patterns that keep you alerted. So it is designed to be continuation for the self-assessment that we have done. It is the way to integrate, and shift you into different energy. We are not forcing anything here. So I think I have done enough today talking. If you need my assistance, please write in the comments what would you like me to help you with. where to guide you, things like that. I'm very happy to answer it. So please make tonight a new start to your life. Just you need to stay a little bit more curious about yourself, be a little bit more compassionate, and a little bit present in your body, and allow the system to communicate with you. No one is controlling anything. We don't want to stop anything. We just want to understand. And thank you very much for listening. And I will see you in our next video. Bye bye.